one of the highlights of the Formula One calendar. The incredible atmosphere held by the enthusiastic home fans. The mixture of fast and slow corners makes car setup difficult to get right.
Thank you very much, Murray, and welcome to round 8 of my Formula 1 Championship career mode with Heinz Frentzen, and we're at not so sunny Silverstone as we've got another wet qualifying. So we'll jump straight into it. So our first time lap was actually to be our fastest timed lap as we go through Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. This was about as dry as it got in the qualifying hour as we head up the hanger straight towards Stowe Corner. Rubens Barrichello usually likes setting his laps quite early, but we're over a second up on him as we go towards Club and Vale, towards where the new start finish line would be nowadays. And up ahead we will be turning left for Abbey instead of turning right. So back then it was a left-right chicane rather than today's fast sweeper, as we go into what used to be quite a fearsome corner bridge into Prairie, into Brooklands. A great series of corners that they used to have here on the old track layout. Didn't really do a good run through that corner as we go into the final bends at Luffield, into the start finish straight as we go through Woodcote Corner, and we set a 1:16.2. What a fantastic lap, over 3 seconds faster than our teammate Damon Hill. As we'll skip to the end of the qualifying hour, we can see it's raining a little bit harder here, just nearly 2 tenths down my previous best time, but try and sneak one up the inside of the arrows here, but that ends up costing us time as the timer is going to run out. We're not going to improve on our time here, but look at the bottom left of the screen. Giancarlo Fisichella steals pole at the last moment as we go to Murray Walker in the grid.
Rubens Barrichello takes 6th place. 7th place for Mika Häkkinen. Michael Schumacher is 8th. 9th position for Baby Coulthard. 10th place for Eddie Irvine. Ralph Schumacher is 11th. Ricardo Zonta sits in 12th place. Johnny Herbert is in 13th place. Olivier Panis takes 14th. Teranosuke Takagi starts in 15th. 16th place for Jean Alesi. Alexander Wurz is 17th. Jacques Villeneuve 18th. 19th will be Jarno Trulli. It will be 20th for Luca Badoa. 21st is going to be Marc Genet. And starting right at the back will be Pedro de la Rosa.
It's a fantastic lap there from Giancarlo Fisichella to surprise everyone and take the pole. Did something very similar at the 98 Austrian Grand Prix in the wet qualifying. I got 2nd place, which I'll be fairly happy with because this is not one of my strong circuits. As we're now heading into our grid slot, we're going to go over to Murray Walker and the red lights. So it's an okay start by myself, but that looked quite quick from Giancarlo Fisichella. Did he jump the start there? As we go through Copse, the first corner, stick 2 wheels on the grass. That's going to cost us a little bit of speed, and Damon Hill takes an easy 2nd place as we go through the opening sweeps at Maggots, Beckett and Chapel. And if you get this right, it's a fantastic feeling, but I've not got it right. I'm in the gravel, but I was enough ahead that I was able to attain my 3rd place as we go down the hanger straight towards Stowe. Mika Häkkinen looks like he's had a fantastic start getting up the grid. And I think he was going side by side with Rubens Barrichello as we go towards Club and Vale what will be the new final corners on the circuit, but we're only about halfway through the lap. And looking up ahead, Damon Hill has got ahead of Giancarlo Fisichella. He's taken the lead. I'm coming under a bit of pressure from Mika Hakkinen for the final podium space. But get a good run through the Abbey chicane here. We'll be able to put Giancarlo Fisichella under a bit of pressure going into the final sector. As we're looking around the outside, we'll be able to hold it round there as we go into the tight left-hander at Brooklands, and we've done it. So we're into second place. It's a Jordan 1-2 in the early stages of the British Grand Prix. Mika Hakkinen's got through as well, and I think Rubens Barrichello might have done so as well as we go over the start-finish line. Going to get the top 6 on the screen in just a second. It's going to be Damon Hill from myself, Mika Hakkinen third, Barrichello did get through, Fisichella fifth, and Coulthard 6. Michael Schumacher and Eddie Irvine complete the top 8 as we look through the rest of the screen. Go through Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. As I look behind me, there's an absolutely titanic scrap for third place as we see Mika Hakkinen have a little bit of a swerve there, but Damon Hill's going really slowly. We get past him. Has Eddie Jordan already put the call through for team orders here as they take an easy lead? Looking behind, about 6-7 cars going for second place. I wish I was a little bit further back. I wanted to be a part of that, but I actually might end up being a bit further back and being a part of it because go to the end of the lap here, and I turn right into Cox. I turn in too early, hit the inside barrier, and Mika Hakkinen takes an easy lead there. And will he be able to pull away, because he is the fastest person on the track at the moment. I believe he set a 1:13.3. There we get the confirmation on the screen. Mika Hakkinen sets the fastest lap of the race after 3 laps. As we go down the hangar straight, we're going to see that David Coulthard and Jarno Trulli have retired after 3 laps of racing. That's not good for the McLarens. They need as much constructors' points as possible to chase down Ferrari, and maybe they might get a few more constructors' points because Murray Walker says that I'm having a look at Damon Hill. I'm actually having a look at Mika Hakkinen for the lead, and that's an easy pass into the lead. And now I need to try and pull away as much as possible. It's not easy on this circuit because there's not that many braking zones. As going to skip onto the 7th lap as I go through. I go through Copse Corner, hit the inside barrier again, off the track. Mika Hakkinen again going to take a really easy lead. Very hard on this track to get a good rhythm. Like that first corner there, it is possible to do flat out, but you have to get your line right. As with the following corners, they've not really been doing a good job at that. As we now go on to lap 8, and Mika Hakkinen is suddenly slowing, and I think he's got some sort of a problem there because I caught up far too quickly there. So much so it caught me off guard, and been going off the track as I go through the bends. And I think Damon Hill is having a look at Mika Hakkinen as we go down the hangar straight towards Stowe Corner. He's side by side with him as we go into the braking zone, and he's still side by side as we go through, and he's starting to pull away. I think Mika Hakkinen's got a serious problem because Michael Schumacher's now having a look at passing him. As I go through Club and Vale, and I'll skip it on to the next lap, and Mika Hakkinen was to retire on that lap. He did have a serious problem with his car, so no points for the McLarens. It's been a dreadful home race. Pretty much any team that's had a home race has had really bad luck. Sort of feel glad there's no Irish Grand Prix on this in this game. As we go on to lap 12, so we have a look behind, we can see Michael Schumacher getting quite close as we go through Copse, turning too early again, hit the inside barrier. As we see 3 wide behind us between Michael Schumacher, Damon Hill and Eddie Irvine as we go through the fast sweepers in the first sector, going onto the hangar straight towards Stowe. Michael Schumacher still very close behind us, but Eddie Irvine and Damon Hill in the slipstream. I think that's Eddie Irvine coming through. Absolutely fantastic speed from that Ferrari as they go 3 wide into Stowe. Surely they're not all going to fit through there. And I think one of the Ferraris ended up going off because I look at the map at the bottom of my screen there. I can see someone has definitely stopped. Was that Irvine or was that Michael Schumacher? One of the Ferraris definitely went off the circuit there. And if it is Michael Schumacher, it's at the exact corner where he broke his leg in 99. We go to the end of the first sector, and indeed it was Michael Schumacher. So he's never had good luck at that corner in 99, and it passes over into the video games. But anyway, lap 13, going through Bridge Corner into Priory. Eddie Irvine is very close behind us. I think he's going to have a look going into Brooklands. Is he enough alongside us? I think we've carried enough momentum to keep position, but he's let us know that he's there. We might have a bit of trouble keeping hold of that. As we go on to the next lap here, going towards the Abbey chicane, you can see he's very close behind. I'm going to go a bit defensive into this corner, try and make him go the long way round, but I think Eddie's a bit wise to that. He stays behind me, lets me take the poor line, and I think he's going to have a look going through the next series of corners and go through the left-hander, and he's got a much better run. He's alongside, will he be able to take first? Yes, he's carried a lot more speed on this occasion. Eddie Irvine takes an easy lead there. And it will be Eddie Irvine from myself. Damien Hill will be in third. I think it's Ralph Schumacher in fourth, followed by Rubens Barrichello as the timing screen comes up. So Ralph Schumacher, Rubens Barrichello. It would actually be Jacques Villeneuve who will be in sixth place at this point here. The top five fairly close. As we go on to lap 15, we had Eddie Irvine have a go at us. Damien Hill still very close behind. Will he have a think about it? I've had a little slide there. Damien Hill does get up our inside, but we managed to do the over-under on him. And we get such a good run through that corner. I think we're going to have a look at Eddie Irvine. We go over the start-finish line in his slipstream. We'll be able to take the lead going into the first corner. Yes, it's an easy lead for us as we go through, but we've run a little bit wide there, and Eddie Irvine is just giving us a little barge to get out of the way. He retakes the lead, so good driving there by the Ferrari as we go through the opening corners, and Ralph Schumacher sets the fastest lap of a 1:12.7. I'm not going to do those sort of times if I go off the track like that. And we're going to skip forward to lap 17, and Eddie Irvine has now started to catch up to some back markers. We've got Luca Badoa in front. Can I take advantage of that? But I've got to be careful my teammate Damien Hill, and I run wide there. I think Damien Hill's going to take an easy second place. Very nearly collided as I came back on the circuit, but Damien Hill into a fantastic second place at his home Grand Prix. As we go later on into the lap, and one of the arrows has retired with a blown engine. So this was to be another race full of quite high attrition. Not as much as France. France only had 7 finishers, but there's quite a lot of retirements in this one. As we go on to lap 20, and just trying to figure out a way to get past the Minardi here, and I'm trying to do a wide line to get a sharp, a launch out the final corner, but I've completely forgot about Ralph Schumacher there, and that's probably the easiest third place he's probably going to grab in his entire career. Just completely forgot he was there at that moment. So great opportunistic driving by the Williams as we go to lap 24 now, under pressure from Rubens Barrichello, so starting to fall down the order here. And one thing you don't want is you don't want one of those Stewarts behind you, because they've got such powerful engines on this game. They run a tiny bit wide, and you just see the amount of speed that Stewart just carried through that corner. There's no way you're going to keep up with that Ford engine. It's so powerful in this game. So we're going to go to lap 31 here. Now I've got to stay wide on the entrance to the pit lane. There is actually an invisible wall on the left-handed bend, but I was too far wide. I've lost a bit of time coming into the pit lane. This will be our only stop of the race. So we're going to come into the pit stop. It's just fuel and tyres, no repairs needed. It's just going to be a quick 8-second stop. But will we be able to retain our 5th place when we come out of the pit lane as we head underway? And we've got someone coming down the pit straight, I believe, because we've dropped down into 6th. That will be Jacques Villeneuve, who's got past us as we look at the timing screen at the end of lap 32. So we've got all the pit stops going on. So Ralph Schumacher is actually in the lead from Rubens Barrichello and Damien Hill. Eddie Irvine's already made his stop, so he's going to be coming by in a few moments. There we are, 25 seconds off the lead. As we get confirmation, it is Jacques Villeneuve who is in front of us, but we're going to regain that position, and hopefully with all the others pitting up in front, we'll start to close up on them. But we won't actually have to do much effort to get our next position. As I look further up, I can see there's a car smoking in front of us, and it looks like one of the Williams. But is that Zanardi or is that Ralph Schumacher? As I go through Stowe Corner here, and we're going to get confirmation from Murray. It is Ralf Schumacher, so Ralf Schumacher will be retiring. That's going to be a bit of a shame really, because he's driven so well this race, as we'll get the confirmation when we go through at the first sector who has retired at certain points of the Grand Prix. But there's going to be someone who will be added to that list as we go through Stowe Corner towards Club and Vale, and there is another retirement, and it looks like it's our teammate Damon Hill who has retired. So he's probably had the worst luck with reliability all season, as we'll get more confirmation of our full list of retirements as I go to the end of the first sector. So we've had Damon Hill, Ralf Schumacher, De La Rosa and Takagi, the 2 Arrows, Michael Schumacher, the 2 McLarens, and Jarno Trulli. So quite a large list of retirements already, as we now go on to lap 36, I believe that is. I can't really see it on my screen here because it's blended in so well. Now I can see it's definitely lap 36, and now getting past Rubens Barrichello into second place. That's too easy of a pass on the Stewart. So has he now got a problem? It's another one of these races where a lot's been happening to the top 6 drivers, so another easy position gained as try and keep it on the track. And now we've got to chase down Eddie Irvine, but we go to lap 51 here. Now there's going to be a big moment that happens in the race just here, because up ahead we've got the yellow flags because one of the Benettons have retired, and the safety car is going to be called out.
The safety car is out. Thank heavens the race hasn't been stopped.
But as the safety car heads out the pit lane, we've got Eddie Irvine currently going up the pit straight there. The red dot is the safety car, and this is going to be quite crucial here because Eddie Irvine has got in front of the safety car as it was leaving the pit lane. So effectively this is going to be just another normal racing lap of the track, because the safety car has failed to pick up the leader, and it's just going to be one lap of full course yellow. As we go through Chapel, as we're going to pass the safety car, I'm just going to say, you know, you only had one job and you failed to do it, as we wave our fist there at the safety car driver, because if Eddie got stopped behind the safety car, we would have had such an interesting finish of the race. So safety car has come back into the pit lane, but myself and Eddie Irvine were only about halfway around the track, so just shows you how pointless that safety car period was. But we've got 7 laps to go, so we do still have to be careful with Rubens Barrichello as we go on to lap 57. I think he's been looking after his tyres a lot better than myself, because I'm really suffering the tyre wear at this stage of the race. And you know, it looked like he didn't have a problem with what happened earlier, so that Ford engine coming in handy. He's going to go around the outside of us into Abbey. We've made a bit of contact. I've had a half spin there, but thankfully no serious damage done. And I was so far ahead of 4th place that didn't risk losing any position. As going to skip to lap 59 here. We're going to get one more retirement. We've got the other Benetton. This one is Alex Wirtz. And as you saw there, giving them a real wide amount of space. There's no point in risking it. I'm such a long way ahead of 4th place and so far behind 3rd. Go on to the final lap here, and it will be Eddie Irvine. So Eddie Irvine takes another win this season. When the car's been reliable, he's always had such a strong race. I think he's finished every race on the podium that he's got to the finish. Rubens Barrichello will take 2nd place. I think he's really deserved that. He's driven so well all year. He only had a handful of points to show for it, so I think, you know, he's got that podium, which is fully deserved. I'm going to come round and take 3rd place. I think it's probably a bit of an undeserved 3rd place because there was quite a lot of retirements in front, but I suppose you have to be there at the end. 4th place is going to go to Jacques Villeneuve in the BAR, followed by Jean-Alesi Sauber, that was 1 lap behind, and Alex Zanardi's Williams, which was 2 laps behind. So we'll head over to the full race result. I think it was only 11 cars that finished this race. Yep, so Alex Wirtz was the last retirement, but some key names that are on that retirement list. So we'll see what that does to the championship. So Eddie Irvine increases his championship lead to 9 points over myself. So he's on 44, I'm on 35. Mika Hakkinen is in third with 31 points, followed by Michael Schumacher, but we will sadly be saying goodbye to Michael Schumacher until Malaysia, so he's not going to add to that. DC is in 5th place with 21. Ralf Schumacher will stay on 12, as will Damon Hill on 11. Rubens Barrichello with that podium, fantastic result for himself. Like I said, he did deserve a podium at some point this year. He gets 6 points, that will put him up into 8th on 9. Jacques Villeneuve adds a few more, he's on 6th and he's in 9th place. Salo stays on 10th, but he will be rejoining us in next round in Austria, so he will most likely add to that total. Jean Alesi will join him on 3. Herbert stays on 2. Fisichella, Zanardi and Zonta have 1. Over to the constructors. So Ferrari increased the lead over McLaren. They're back up to 20 points in front with the double retirement for the McLarens and Eddie Irvine's win. So, it's probably the best case scenario for Ferrari after what happened to Michael Schumacher. We closed down on McLaren. We're on 46 points. Williams will only add 1 point to their total, so they're on 13, but at least they've got both drivers on the scoreboard now. Stewart with Rubens Barrichello, fantastic points haul for them. They've jumped up into 5th, really close for 4th place, only 3 points separating Williams, BAR and Stewart, that is in the middle of them. Sauber add 2 points, so they clear Benetton, who have only 1 point. So our next race will be in Austria, so we will see the return of Mika Salo. I haven't found any way in this game that I can get Michael Schumacher in on that track. If I was able to put Michael Schumacher on that track, I'll find a way to keep him in this championship. But if not, we will welcome Mika Salo to the Ferrari team. So in Austria, I'd say it's a bit of a so-so track for me. I don't think I'm good, but I don't think I'm bad. So I'll be happy with, if I can grab a podium, I'll be happy with that. But just have to wait and see. But yeah, well, I'll see you at that race. That'll be about halfway through the championship at that point. If you want to keep following the championship, press subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, and hit the like button. That will get this video series noticed. But for now, I'll see you next time.